Fast food tier list. Let's go. Why not? I'm gonna do this in order. So, like, sandwiches next to sandwiches, pizza next to pizza. Let's go ahead and start off with pizzas. We got our old friend Pizza the Hut here. I like Pizza Hut. And that's it. That's really all I have to say about it. You know, you've had one. It's decent. It's mundane. It's a B. It's a straight up B. Naturally, after Pizza Hut, we've got ourselves some Domino's. More fan of the game than the pizza? That's true. Because Domino's pizza? Also a B. I feel like Domino's and Pizza Hut are about equal. Yeah. I used to like Pizza Hut significantly more, but then Domino's started making their food better because they realized everybody hates Domino's, and now Domino's, it's pretty good. I still like Pizza Hut's pizza more, but I definitely like Domino's prices more. Am I right? All right. Pizza time. Papa John's. I know a lot of people whose Papa John's is their favorite. And not me. I think it's on par with Pizza Hut and Domino's, but I'm just gonna put it in C, because like, when I think of Papa John's, I don't think, oh yeah, that's a nice pizza for my Saturday night. If somebody offers me a slice of Pizza Hut, I'll pretty much always take it. Not as much for Papa John's. Oh, pizza. Not just one pizza. I'm talking pizza. Little Caesars, I love it. I love the marketing. You know what? With the colors, all hot and ready. Little Caesars is a funny little dude, but mostly I love the pizza. Little Caesars pizza, their product and their prices significantly outclass Domino's. So, Little Caesars, that's an A. That's better than those other guys. If you're looking for a fast food pizza, not a real pizza. And I have one more surprise pizza joint. Here's the thing. Piccadilly Circus Pizza, okay? And this is why we're doing pizza first, because I know everybody's going to click away from this video. I want to get this message out there. Piccadilly Circus Pizza, S tier, okay? If you have a Piccadilly's, if you ever see one on a road trip, or if you live anywhere near one, go there now. Go there right now. Seriously. Because they make their pizza healthier all the time, and one of the reasons it's the best is just how greasy and warm and crunchy and gooey it's the best pizza. I love it. I could eat it every day, and I have. It's significantly better than Little Caesars, and this is just gonna clarify, this is a fast food tier list, right? So, Gordon Ramsay would come in here and put them all on F, but I'm doing them comparatively, like, as far as fast food goes. Like, if I were comparing Domino's to a pizza I would make myself, it'd be like a D. But this is a fast food pizza, so it's a B. I like Domino's, I will eat it Occasionally. The Now, one other thing. Again, this is a fast food tier list, okay? A lot of the lists I look at, they had restaurants like Denny's and IHOP and frickin' Applebee's and Panera Bread. Panera Bread's an E, by the way, in case you were wondering. Those are not fast food restaurants. I'm also not counting Red Robin's as a fast food restaurant because it's not that fast, is it? Alright. And I guess we'll do donuts now, or coffee and donuts, whatever. Because, it's not the first thing that comes to my mind when I think fast food, but it is Dunkin' or coffee shops are fast food. Dunkin' Donuts? I'll go ahead and give it an A. It's, I mean, if you want a donut, there's not really a better chain restaurant to go to. Decent prices, like fun alternating selection, They've got good merchandise and all that. I'm down with Dunkin' Donuts. Krispy Kreme. Back at it again. Krispy Kreme is overrated. They suck. And as proof of that, the only logo I could find with the proper trademarks so I don't get sued by Krispy Kreme was from Canada. So, but as far as their donuts go, they're fine. They're just fine. They're just okay. I'm gonna put them right next to Papa John's with the same looking logo, but anytime Krispy Kreme donuts comes out, everybody's like, "Whoa, Krispy Kremes! Those are the best!" And they're simply not. They're mediocre at best. Starbucks. I'm gonna go ahead and give that an E. I'm never going into a Starbucks. There's nothing there that's worth the price, but they've got some okay, they mainstreamed pumpkin spice, which maybe that offends you. I like pumpkin spice personally, and I'd say that Starbucks' coffee and pastries, I guess, are not great. Definitely not worth the price, but there's a lot of good memes that happen because of Starbucks, and they've got some nice merchandise. Like, go into a thrift store and you see a Starbucks coffee cup, you might as well pick it up. Okay. I'm gonna hold off on burgers, because that seems too obvious. Let's, Ooh. Ice cream? Again, not one I would typically associate as fast food. When I think fast food, I think, like, hot and greasy, but if you know what you want, it's probably faster to walk into an ice cream parlor and walk right back out. Baskin Robbins, just gonna go ahead and slide that into D tier. I don't have anything against Baskin Robbins. I'm just not a fan. The only time I'd go into a Baskin Robbins was on the 31st of a month to get a free scoop. And then I'd lie and say it's my birthday and get 2 free scoops, and it's ice cream. There's like 2 flavors. Winter white chocolate. I'll usually go in and get a winter white chocolate, and I went in, must have been 2019, for the anniversary of the moon landing. They had lunar cheesecake. That was good, but guess what? That's discontinued. Nothing else at Baskin Robbins is worth it. Cold Stone. I don't really have a relationship with Cold Stone. For the same reason, it's going in F. It's it's nothing. It's so much nothing for so much money. Why? How? Like, it's not possible for ice cream to be as expensive as Cold Stone claims it is. And it's... Nah. Nah, I'm out. I'm good. I have one other... It's kind of an ice cream place. I say it's kind of an ice cream place because when I go to Dairy Queen, I mostly go there for the food. Chicken tenders, ham cheese burgers, all your generic staple fast foods, you know the ones. S. Dairy Queen's an S tier. I can't think of anything on the Dairy Queen menu that I don't like. Both frozen treats and hot meals. I love their kids' meals when I was a kid, and I worked in a Dairy Queen and was legitimately surprised by how high quality it was in there. And the food's just so good. It tastes so good. Alright, coming off Dairy Queen, let's do Wendy's. Say Wendy's is the most like Dairy Queen on this list that we have coming up next. Wendy's in general, I do quite like the food a decent amount. I feel like it's probably generally better quality than most of its competitors. It tastes better. It's kind of, it's got a decent atmosphere. Twitter's a bit cringe, but Twitter itself is cringe, so who cares? Wendy's is a solid A. I mean, when you think of fast food, Wendy's is like up there as one of the pinnacles for good reason. I like Wendy's, and I think Wendy's is exactly on par with McDonald's. The only determining factor for me on whether I go to Wendy's or McDonald's is probably just the particular mood I'm in that evening. Otherwise, to me, they're almost interchangeable. And, I mean, how could you not put McDonald's in A? It's frickin' McDonald's. Go in there, get a Big Mac, get the 10-piece Mac Nugget. They got their dollar menu. And that app, it kind of pops off, I'll be honest. I'm not an app guy, which is... I might even have to move Baskin Robbins down a tier just for how bad their app is, but... whatever. I got an interesting one here. A&W. A&W is definitely not a common one. It's not overtly rare, but how often do you see an A&W? Like, unless you live in one of the few towns they're in. And A&W, that's a C. I'm looking at it already in the C tier, and that just looks right to me. It's some generic... I don't like it. I don't particularly like it. It's very filling, not in a good way. It's kind of just a worse version of, like, Dairy Queen and Wendy's. There's no reason to go there. Which, while we're on the topic of Wendy's, when I was a kid, I would get kids' meals, naturally. And I always found that Wendy's had better toys than McDonald's. That is no longer the case. I've been into Wendy's in, like, the last 5 years. I've ordered, like, 3 kids meals to see, like, are the toys still good? And they're not. They're the worst thing ever. Don't get the kids meal at Wendy's. The toys are terrible, and it's a terrible value. All right. Ugh, Burger King. Like, do I even need to say anything about Burger King? Burger King is what inspired this list, by the way, because I was listening to the Daft Punk remix of that Burger King ad. And the Burger King is a fun mascot, I guess, for some people. But personally, I think the best thing to come out of Burger King are those zebra corner ads. Or not ads, parodies. Can I get the Whopper? Which, I only eat Burger King once a decade, just to see if it's how I remember it, and it is. And how I remember it is bad. It's just bad. I'm going back and forth on whether it's an E or an F. Burger King might be an F. No, you know what? It's an E. In fact, it's a D. Honestly, I like Burger King more than I like Baskin Robbins, so might as well put it in a D, because pretty much just one reason: tiny cardboard crowns, or I guess large cardboard crowns. Whatever, man. Cardboard crown, you have successfully bribed me. Ooh, Sonic. Sonic. It's their new ad campaign. They just say, Sonic at the end of every ad. It's kind of funny, I guess. There's definitely a trademark on there. You just can't see it. Sonic probably should have done earlier, because it's in the... It's like Wendy's and Dairy Queen and A&W. It's more, they've got a lot of dessert, cold dessert type options, and Sonic, B. It's just like, you can go ahead and say B is tier. Like, I like it, but I always see a Sonic ad where it's like, oh, come try our new burger, and I'm like, that sounds good, and then I get it, and it's just it's just like any other burger I would get from Sonic. Speaking of burgers, In-N-Out. That's a lie, allegedly. I've never been in a line at In-N-Out Burger. I don't know. I guess I'm just a very lucky person, or maybe it's because I don't go to a popular location. Not usually in California, and more of those just a little bit west, those other states, like I don't know if there's one in Nevada, Arizona. Probably just like on the border of, not downtown LA, I guess. So I haven't had this terrible line everybody's concerned about, and it's a B. You know, it's good. The food, the sandwiches particularly are good. I like them. And that's it. There's really not much else to praise that building for. Arby's. Ooh. Interesting. People hate Arby's. I am not one of those people. I think I might need to rearrange my tier list. We'll do that at the end. I made this tier list myself, which is why it looks not great. The tier list, I'd probably put it like a B or a C on a tier list. But, like I said, I was trolling around these tier lists, and what happened was, I tried to just do an offer offshoot tier list at the end of the last Pokemon's episode, because I don't know, I had kill a little time, I guess. And every tier list I found had a bunch of weird stuff I've never heard of. And it didn't have Little Caesars on it, but it had Pizza and Domino's. And that offended me enough that I was like, fine, I'll just make my own. Yeah. And I need a buffer. I need a buffer because I need to start recording Red Dead so I can upload it by July the 4th, because it's going to take 2 whole weeks to render, because it's going to be a 5-hour long video. And I don't want to post Red Dead right next to Batman Five Nights at Freddy's, because that is cringe. I know, I'm aware of the fact that it's cringe. I knew it was cringe the moment my brain was like, hello, hello, hello. But I did it anyways, and it's there now. White Castle. White Castle's another interesting outlier, because, well, that's what it is, an outlier. I mean, how often do you see a White Castle? Never. Once in a Harold and Kumar movie. I have actually eaten at a White Castle, and I do buy their little freezer sliders. Not all the time. It used to be all the time. Now less frequently, but I still love those little freezer sliders. Love's a strong word. I enjoy those little freezer sliders, especially for what they are, which is little freezer sliders that you microwave. So, here's the thing. Yeah, White Castle's a C. Antenna balls. Hello? Helloed? It's not loading. Come here. No, come here. I just want to give you a little rating, that's all. It's all, nothing to worry about. It's okay. Shh, it's okay. Jack in the Box. Here's what I found about Jack in the Box. It's very, for some reason, divisive. People seem to either love it or hate it. I have yet to see an in-between. I am one of the ones who loves it. I love the food, the branding. Like, you know, I have an antenna ball. Pretty much, unless it gets stolen, I pretty much always have an antenna ball. My last one got stolen because it was one of the Christmas ones. So of course it was. But jokes on whoever stole my antenna topper from Jack in the Box Christmas. I don't even know when. Because I found it literally in a pile of shit. So, suck it. Yeah. You know, it was kind of grody, so I was going to throw it out. But there was a hole in the bag, so it found its way into my front yard. So, some chickens kind of ate it and kind of pooped on it. And, I was like, fuck this. It's, like, it's as dirty as my car. It's going on my car. So, yeah. You're wrong. You're a loser. Jack in the Box, I love their food. I mostly just get the tacos, but I do like their sandwiches. Okay? And their fries. And their commercials are hilarious. I used to find them quite strange when I was a child, because Jack had like a felt face, but like human hands, and I thought it was weird that his skin was made up of two different skins. Because, I mean, it makes sense to me now, and now I can still like them, but it always weirded me out as a kid. Like, because I guess I was just willing to think of him as like a species or a race of person. So the fact that he wasn't, it was strange to me. And there's really nothing to follow up Jack in the Box because it was an immediate S. So oh, uh-oh. I was gonna say, let me see if there's an F in there. Something's wrong here, because I remember when I did the off-rip tier list, I put Chick-fil-A in F, because I was like, Chick-fil-A? More like Chick-F. Of course, some people would put it in A for that reason, but I don't like Chick-fil-A. I don't have a reason to like Chick-fil-A. Their food is bad. Their chicken is fine. Everything else is bad. So I don't know why people are like, oh, Chick-fil-A is the best thing ever. I will forsake the gays to eat Chick-fil-A's, because there's nothing good about it. And maybe it is the hype, because everybody was like, oh, it's the best chicken sandwich ever. You gotta eat the chicken sandwich. And then I ate the chicken sandwich, and it was the worst chicken sandwich I've ever had from a fast food place. I know what you're thinking. Oh, that was just one bad sandwich you have. No, every time I go into any Chick-fil-A, it's bad. So guess what? I stopped going to Chick-fil-A. Popeyes I've not had, so that's not on the tier list. And you know what? That's exactly what it is. The meme of Review Bra, where he's eating the Popeyes chicken and he's like, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. That was me eating the Chick-fil-A sandwich. And I have a distinct memory of it because I watched Dusk Till Dawn, because I was like, I like George Clooney, what else is he in? And it was like, okay, Quentin Tarantino, whatever. So I watched it, and the description I read didn't include anything about Dusk Till Dawn, which is the restaurant they go to in the movie, and also a series of events that are essentially the plot of the movie, but it doesn't happen until later in the movie. So I just thought it was a movie about George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino trying to smuggle themselves across the border, and it was for a while. And then I was surprised, and that is by far the best way to watch that movie. So if you ever feel like watching Dusk Till Dawn, just don't read a description. Just watch it. It's definitely R-rated. Long John Silver's is owned by probably Pepsi Corp. I know it's the same as A&W, which I'm pretty sure is the same as Taco Bell, KFC, and Domino's, and some other things. So probably Pepsi Corp. I like Long John Silver's. I legitimately like Long John Silver's, and I'm gonna give it an A. And not just because it's the only fish fast food place, and I I guess I probably do like fried fish more than most people, but even if I like comparing it to McDonald's, I'd say it's, well, it is fish, you know, but it's comparable. Like, you do you understand what I'm trying to say? Probably not. It's like it's like Tekken to, I don't know, Mario. All right, Mario's your McDonald's, Tekken's your Long John Silver's. I would give both Mario and Tekken an A for the franchise overall. Probably an S for specific games, but for the franchise overall, an A. Same as Long John Silver's and McDonald's. I like Long John Silver's. I like Red Lobster too, but that's not a fast food restaurant. Oh, KFC is here. I KFC you. We haven't done KFC already, somehow? That's strange. I would have definitely thought we did KFC already. Here's the thing about KFC. And it makes me sad. KFC used to be my favorite. But every time I go in there, it gets worse. Like, it's just worse. It's not because it's healthier or anything. I don't know what they're doing, if they're making it cheaper or what. It's just worse every time I go in. And it makes me sad because it's KFC, man. Like, I want to love it. And I used to. It used to be an A. Maybe even an S. Since I was a fun, free-loving kid who spent actual hours at that little bouncy ball game where the bouncy balls were like eggs or something. D. I guess my gut tells me to put it in D, but I think it's on par with A and W, which, as I discussed, don't like. I'm not into A and W, and it's especially saddening because they've really tried to modernize themselves, which is good. They definitely should. So I keep seeing cool KFC related content, and I'm like, I wish. So I definitely still probably be sponsored by KFC because they probably got fat stacks, but as far as their food goes, I'm gonna keep eating it. I'm not gonna stop eating it. But every time I've been into KFC in the last 8 years, 7? In the last 7 years, it's been getting consistently worse to a point where it's just, I guess it's disappointing more than anything else. It's not bad, like Subway. Subway's a D, I say. You know what? E. I'm gonna go ahead and put Subway in E, because here's the thing. I don't hate Subway food, the food itself, as much as Some people might, but I hate everything else about Subway. Tell you that much. I hate their predatory practices, including the Predator. Didn't forget about that one, Subway. I hate the, I won't even mention what the other thing I hate about it is, because people actually like that about Subway, but I'm just gonna tell you, I hate that thing about Subway. And I hate that thing in general. And, so yeah, food-wise, it's a D. Everything else, E. Actually, maybe not. Because they revamped their menu and made it worse. Which is hard to do in a restaurant where you make your own sandwich. So, I like the food. Especially, everybody loves those cookies, too. But, just give it an E. It's Subway. You can understand why Subway's an E. I'm done talking about it. Firehouse. You'd think Jimmy John's would be next, but I still haven't eaten at Jimmy John's. I've wanted to try it, especially since their new ad campaign where they're like, the CEO of Subway is like a shady, grifty. They're great. It's like, that new Jimmy's John's. Ooh, with the fresh meats. It's like a cartoon. So that's funny. It's always fun to dunk on Subway, which is why it's an E right now. So I put Firehouse Subs in here, because you know what? I didn't want Subway to be the only Subway sandwich shop on my tier list. And Firehouse, I'll just go ahead and put it in B. I'm sure it is a B. It's a Subway sandwich. It's kind of hard to not love not a Subway sandwich, a submarine style sandwich. Kind of hard to not love a submarine sandwich. And charity, I like firefighters. Probably the most likely to send me a free calendar or something. And that's every mainline fast food place I've... Oh, almost forgot about you. Sneaky little Del Taco. Get the Del Taco. Maybe I should put it in D for Del Taco? I don't know. It's a C. Del Taco's a C. That's all I have to say about it. It's not as good as Taco Bell, but it's different than Taco Bell. Taco Bell's like legitimate fast food. Del Taco is a little bit more... I hesitate to say authentic, but I don't think anybody would argue with me that Del Taco is about the same tier as Krispy Kreme, A&W, White Castle, and KFC, and Papa John's. These are all very samey to me. And I don't dislike any of them. They're just worse than their competitors, and that's all it is. Just imagine the Taco Bell thing. Wow, you have a vivid imagination. Bong! Taco Bell versus Taco Del, or Del Taco. I like Taco Bell. I just do. I'm realizing there's not that much to say about these places. They're like, when I did this tier list earlier, when I had the idea, I had a lot to say about them. And then I made the tier list, and my microphone was off. So, I don't know. Maybe the brief mundanity of this list is more appealing than if I did dunk on these people. But, like, I guess I don't really have a strong opinion about fast food places. It's either I like it or I don't. I don't like Burger King. I don't like Chick-fil-A. I do like Little Caesars. I do really like Dairy Queen, Jack in the Box, and Piccadilly Pizza. So good, oh my god. Go eat there now. Which is fine. I just made this as a buffer video, so... And I am a little out of it right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I had a lot more energy when I did this tier list the first time, but you'll never hear it. One last thing. I've never eaten at a Five Guys. I just wanted to leave you this image, all you GeoGuessr pros out there, of a intersection that has a Five Guys, Dick's, a Chick-fil-A, and a Sleep Number mattress store. I'm sure there's a joke that could be made about this. There's something inherently funny about these stores all being right next to each other, but I don't know. I saw more people should be aware of Five Guys Dick's or Dick's Five Guys. I've passed it in real life, and I've tried to line it up. Because you can line it up if you go over to the right here to where it says Five Guys and then Dick's. But Sleep Number's a little bit in the way, and I couldn't line it up the same on Google Maps, so I guess I was not on the road at the time I took, but I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself for... But you know what? This is my first tier list. Let me know what you think of the colors on the left. I thought about adding a gradient to the black because I looked at some of these, like, you know, I was worried some of these would blend in, like, you can see Domino's doesn't have the white in the spots, or like KFC was the one that worried me because it had the black and white text on the bottom, so I thought that might blend into the black background. So I was a little worried because there's a lot of things that have black text that I'll probably need to tier list, so I'm thinking about adding a gradient, but